Hello, this is Lady Boulay, and I hope you're having a great day. Thank you for your support. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Thank you for your thumbs up, and thank you for your comments. Thank you for all you do to support the channel. And yes, we are commanded to love one another, whether we want to or not, or whether we agree with each other or not. Well, Congresswoman Ilhan Omar continues to upset the status quo, including the president. And they're always talking about deporting her, threatening to deport her back to Somalia because of her stand. She takes a stand on things that she believes in and she won't back down. So they would censor her. They would threaten to have her expelled from Congress, but somehow she manages to keep her job. So the latest thing is that Donald Trump spoke with the president of Somalia, which is her home country, at a meeting at some time recently, and he basically told the president of Somalia that they wanted to deport Ilhan Omar back to Somalia. Now, you cannot take Donald Trump seriously at this point. You know, you just don't know when he's serious and when he's not. But anyway, this is how it went.
The Democrats have no leader. They remind me of Somalia. And I met the president of Somalia. I told him about the problem he's got. I said, you have somebody from Somalia who's telling us how to run our country. She's from Somalia. He said, would you like to take her back? He said, no, I don't want her.
This gotta be one of the funniest presidents ever. People, period. But he's right. Like, why would we put these people that come from these failed states or countries that's struggling to operate themselves tell us how to run a country? It's like those people that come out with those parenting books teaching you how to raise your kid, but they don't have no kids. And they don't even plan on having kids in the future. Just like these immigrants that come over here, they not plan on returning back to their country in the future. Are you serious? Like, so why let these people be in these positions where and a lot of them don't even care about American citizens. They only want to help their group of people that migrate or come from their countries to those places wherever they're, powered at, especially like places like Minnesota. You see everybody goes there because their people are in power. But he said Somali don't even want her back. Oh my God, that's crazy.
So we have a lot of that going on in the United States. People come here from failed countries that they got run out of in some cases, or they escaped by hook or by crook to a refugee camp, and the United States felt sorry for them and let them come here to live. Now, all of a sudden, they know everything it is to know about running a country. They know everything it is about how to develop a country, and they wouldn't do anything in their own country, but they want to fix America. They want to fix America, but they won't fix the place where they came from and they won't even try. Just like the guy that comes here talking about Black Americans don't have culture. You come from a failed culture. You come from a failed country, and all that culture that they claim they have hasn't done them a bit of good. But they want to come over here saying Black Americans don't have culture. Oh, they want to come here and tell America what they need to do in China, or what they need to do in Russia, or what they need to do in Ukraine, or what they need to do in Gaza. They know everything it is to know about what America needs to do, but they don't know what to do where they came from. And I actually like Ilhan Omar, okay, because she does speak her truth, but she's speaking her truth in the wrong place. She needs to go back to Somalia and take on those people that ran them out of there. They were run out of Somalia into a refugee camp. America rescued them from a refugee camp. And now they're up there in Minnesota trying to tell the people in Minnesota how they need to run their state. And there she is in the Congress telling the Congress how they need to run this country. So it's just, I mean, that's astounding. And then you have Donald Trump, who, would just say what nobody else will say, and sometimes saying what other people want said, even as you can't stand him, and he doesn't have anybody's best interest at heart except his own, and yet he will speak a truth that nobody else is willing to speak. So he has called for Congress to expel Ilhan Omar from Congress. Now, I don't have a dog in that particular fight, but I do believe that America needs to start addressing these people who come here as immigrants. Some of them are anchor babies. Their parents didn't even come here the right way. They came here on student visas where they were supposed to come and go to school, get knowledge about how to do things, and go back home and implement that knowledge in their homeland. Or they came here on vacation visas. They came here as tourists and overstayed their visas, or they just came across the border illegally and were able to stay here because of birthright citizenship, which they got compliments of our ancestors, and then have the nerve to talk down on us. They are very, very ungrateful people. And then to top it off, from not even wanting to go back to their homeland to live as they should, now all of a sudden they're an expert on how to run the government. They want to tell America how we should run our country when they can't even go back to theirs to live, or don't want to go back to live. As far as I'm concerned, that's problematic. How many times do Americans, black or white, go into other countries trying to tell those people how to run their country? Very seldom to never. How many times do black Americans go to, say, Ghana, join their parliament, and then jump up and start trying to tell them how they need to run their country? And if anybody needs help, those African countries need help with all of their young people running from over there because they don't see any opportunity to have a better life, to improve their lives. And then they come to the United States talking about corruption and fraud and all the other kind of stuff they have going over there, tribalism and so forth. But then they think they can tell you how to run your country. And in the case of those Africans, now the Somalis don't do that much. I don't think the Somalis meddle into Black Americans' business, maybe on a limited basis. But there are others who are always sticking their nose in Black Americans' business. They don't bother other people. And y'all know what I have discovered, or what I believe to be true about some of the Africans. The reason that they don't really go after white people, they want to erase white people out of Black American history and culture and out of the Black American experience and insert themselves. They want to insert themselves in the place of white people. And then they want to start talking down to us, telling us what we haven't done. That is the most insulting thing that can happen. And that is why the delineation is so important, because they cannot erase white people out of the Black American experience. We can't do it. Even if we wanted to do it, we couldn't. The white people can't do it. Even if they wanted to, they couldn't. Because we've been here with these white people from the beginning. And they have been a part of everything that we are. And we have been a part of everything that they are, because we really built them. They are built by our ancestors. So these Africans coming over here at the last minute need to take several seats and shut their mouths. And that goes for the ones that are in Congress, who are in this country trying to run this country when they couldn't run their own country. So Donald Trump says she needs to go home. And there are a bunch of them that need to go home and help their own country, since they know so much. All right, y'all, let me know what you think about this. Thank you for listening, and have a good day.